Okay, it looks like I'm live. I will try not to turn myself sideways through the whole video this time. Ooh, that lighting is bad. Ooh, there. Ugh. I'm in my bedroom because my 12-year-old's out there, and I told him not to interrupt me, so I'm sitting on my bed, so the lighting is kind of horrible. Thank you guys for tuning in. So I wrote some notes, but I tend to ramble. As most of you know, this group has been around for almost a year now, exactly. I don't know what the date is today. I think I started it March 15th or March 16th, and it has done incredible things, like seriously incredible. Hang on, I'm trying not to cry. So incredible that it's almost more than any one person can take on, and I don't mean to say that I'm doing this alone, because Lord knows I'm not. My admins are wonderful, and the people in the group do it all. I basically sit at home and direct traffic. That's what I describe it as. I sit here and direct traffic. You go here, beep beep, you go here, tag you here, and that's pretty much what I do. But it still gets hectic, and I feel like it's come to the point where it's kind of, I don't want to say interfered because that's not the right word, but I'm a self-employed court reporter. I'm not a teacher. Good Lord, I am not doing this well. And my career has really taken a back seat over the last year because I love the group and I'd rather be helping in the group than working. But financially, I need to refocus myself a little bit on my career and my family. And I'm actually going to be leading the group for a little bit. I shouldn't say a little bit. I am turning the group over to someone else, and it's my choice. She did not ask me to do it. I approached her, and what happened is in January, Ashley Howard contacted me about a school supply drive that she's doing. She works for Newspapers and Education, which is a branch of the Daily Oklahoman. And Ashley, I'm sorry if I don't say this right or get the wrong terminology, but she basically helps teachers for a living with her job, and approached me about a big school supply drive they were having, and wanted to know if I wanted to help and if she could promote it in the group and if teachers in the group could benefit from it. And I said, no, I absolutely don't want to help organize it. And yes, absolutely, you can promote it in the group. This was in the middle of the school adoption program, and I was like totally overwhelmed with how successful that was and really could not put anything else on my plate. And she said, totally understand, that's great. And I really kind of started to think about it because that is her job, to help teachers. And the school supply drive she was talking about, it sounded amazing. Corporate resources, just the manpower that I don't have, any individual doesn't have. Corporate resources, corporate manpower, and I really started to think that she is someone who could take the group to another whole level. And so I approached her. She did not approach me. And I asked her, hey, if I ever wanted to do this, is this something you would be willing to take on? And she said I would be completely honored, and talked about how special the group is and how much she knows it means to me, and really treated it delicately. And so at first I told her I was going to try to make it to the end of the school year, and she said, I totally understand. And then I said, I'm not sure I want to do it at all. And she said, I totally understand. And then Sunday I said, I want to do it this week. Are you ready? And she said, sure. So I've kind of put her through the ringer a little bit and haven't given her much time to prepare. But I just kind of feel like this is the right decision right now. Let me look at my notes. The thing is, when I started the group, nobody could have known what this was going to turn into. Nobody at all. And It's wonderful, totally wonderful, but I really never imagined what it would be and how much time it would take and what all it took. And the thing about Ashley is she's been a part of the group for a long time, and she knows what it involves, and she knows what it's going to take, and is still willing to do it, which I think is pretty great. You get a lot of benefits. What am I doing? Okay. You know, it's awesome and has a lot of rewards, but you got to take a little abuse sometimes too. She's walking into it eyes wide open and is still willing to do it and is super excited about it. And I really think that's awesome of her to take that on, and she's really excited to do it. Quite honestly, I think a breath of fresh air would be good for the group. I have some wonderful admins, but quite honestly, I don't make it really easy for people to help because the group is my baby and I'm very personally invested in it. And so I tend to want to do things my way, and I want to do them, and people want to help, but I don't make it really easy for people to help. So I think that if someone who cared about the group but was a little bit more objective about it came along, more people could get involved on a deeper level, and it would actually benefit the group a lot. And I do thank the admins for putting up with me, because I do know I don't make it easy. Let's see. Anyway, so I know, BLL has kind of been the face of the group for a long time, but I hope that you give Ashley a chance. You're really going to like her, and I think she has some really good ideas and plans for the group, and I think it's really going to be good, and I think what she's going to be able to do with it is going to be pretty awesome, and something I don't have the resources to do myself. So just give her a chance. And she sent me after this is over, she has pre-recorded an introductory video to introduce herself to you guys, and she sent it to me earlier, and I immediately thought, oh my gosh, I can't do this. I can't do this. Everyone's going to like her more than they like me. I can't do this. It's over. I'm like Billy Goat Gruff compared to Ashley. She's so adorable and young and sweet and kind and fabulous, and I honestly think everyone is going to love her, and I think she's going to bring something to the group that is going to be really awesome. So give her a shot. I want to thank all the teachers in the group for being teachers, of course. It's not easy in Oklahoma, as the group shows. I mean, in a perfect world, this group would be the least active group on Facebook because it wouldn't be needed. Unfortunately, it is. And hopefully that changes, but it doesn't look like it's going to anytime soon. So thank you for hanging in there, and I hope you continue to hang in there, and I hope that the group shows you that you have the public support, even when politicians are telling you that you don't. You really do, and I think the group shows that pretty well. Which leads me to thanking the people who donate in the group on a daily basis. It's absolutely crazy what you guys do. I hate to talk about, I have all these big donations in my memory of, oh my gosh, I can't believe so-and-so donated that. I can't believe so-and-so donated that. But I don't like to talk about it in those terms because, if someone has $5 left out of their paycheck and they spend it on pencils for a teacher, that's worth any other donation in the group. It really, truly is. So don't ever feel like you can't do enough, that it's not worth it, because it really is. I mean, and I know there are some people who do that, who take the remaining money of their paycheck and spend it on the group. And they may not be able to do much, but they do it consistently. And that's worth every huge donation in the world, because you're giving what you have. And I hope the teachers remember that. I know the group seems easy. It literally is almost ask and you will receive sometimes, and it happens really fast sometimes. And I know it can get easy to take it for granted, and I'm not saying you guys do, and I'm not trying to bash you in any way at all. Everybody gets really busy, and it really does just kind of seem like an easy thing. You ask for something and it magically appears. But just remember that these are just people that you don't know a lot of times you do, but sometimes you don't, who are spending their spare money to give you stuff. And it's amazing. And even if you only get some pencils, keep in mind that that may be the last dollars they had that week to send those pencils to you. So, as easy as it seems like it is, and the donors certainly make no big deal about it. I mean, they're like, okay, I'm sending you these pencils. They'll be there Monday. Done. I mean, they're certainly not expecting a parade or anything, but don't forget to tell them thank you every single time for every single thing, whether it's a package of 10 pencils or whatever. Just please tell them thank you and let them know how grateful you are. Even if you get used to getting the stuff in the group, just don't forget to tell them thank you and let them know when you got your stuff. Follow up with them, because that's probably the one thing I hear the most is that donors will message me and say, hey, I sent this stuff and then I haven't heard from the teacher and I don't know whether they got it, and da-da-da-da-da. They want to know if they're spending their money that it's going to the teacher and the teacher's getting it. So just don't forget to do those things, because I would hate for a donor to feel unappreciated and leave the group. So just remember that. Speaking of no donation is too small, I actually was keep looking over because I made some notes that are horrible and really aren't helping me any at all. But when I was kind of jotting that down, I want to give a shout out to Pamela Northcutt, because she has, God blessed you, to 99.9% of the people in the group who have donated. Seriously. She gets to them before I do. There was a time when I tried to personally thank every person who donated myself. And either she had gotten to it first or would follow me up very quickly behind. And it got to the point where it was so hectic, I really couldn't do that anymore. But I felt okay because I knew that Pamela was there to do it for me. I just, right before the group, I had thanked somebody for stepping up because somebody who adopted a teacher couldn't fulfill their commitment. Personal reasons, it wasn't anything bad. And someone stepped in to fill their place, and I had thanked that person, and I looked at it right before I started the video, and there was Pamela right behind me thanking her too. Even when I thank the donor, Pamela still comes along with a God bless you. And I mean, even that is just, I know how time consuming that is. It is time consuming to read every post and every comment, and she's doing it and thanking virtually every single person who donates anything in the group. And I want to give you a shout out, Pamela. If you don't think anyone has noticed, I've noticed. And if I haven't said thank you before, I want to tell you thank you, because I always have really appreciated that. What else? Okay, so this is taking effect like tonight. Like I said, Ashley's going to do her introductory video after I'm done with this. And so I have a couple of commitments I need to follow through with. One is Jill Bott's projects. She was the teacher who was killed in the house fire almost 2 weeks ago. So she taught second grade at Linwood, and so another teacher has had to come in and take over her second grade class this far into the year. And so those kiddos are going through a lot, and that teacher is trying to guide those kids through that while also teaching them. And I got a list of supplies that she needs to help finish out the year. And I posted those last night. If you can't find it and you want to help, you can search the group for her last name, VAUGHT, and it should come up. And if you can't find it, have someone tag you in it. They just need some basic supplies to help that class get through the end of the year. And then after they get back from spring break, they're going to finalize a project in her memory at Lynn.